Hello folks, Brian Foote here, once again at Tikkun Yoga Studio. And today, I have a vintage Yamaha here. This is a Yamaha 632. This is before they used 4-digit serials, or 4-digit model numbers, and they used 3 digits. This is the last version of the 632. The first few were like late 60s, early 70s horns. They had 2-piece valve blocks. This is a single piece brass valve block. And it's got a red brass 5-inch bell and a red brass lead pipe. But thick nickel, classic nickel Yamaha receiver. And that brightens up the rather dark sounding lead pipe a lot. There's also plenty of nickel on this horn in general. As you can see, this valve slides have a lot of nickel. So in a way that kind of tempers all the red brass. So with a lead mouthpiece, this horn is very, very bright. Let's do some playing here. I'm going to step a little bit further back. This is about 20 feet. So, what to say about this horn? It is a .445 bore. Doesn't feel like a small medium bore. This is like a smaller medium bore, 445. That's getting a little small. Does not feel like it. Partially because of this reverse tuning slide with a D-shaped slide. They realized that they had several features on this horn that were going to make it really dark. And the first few prototypes were probably too dark. So they realized, let's give it kind of a square tuning slide shape to make that reverse tuning slide a little more locked in than if it was too round. And this one was from Japan. The seller said that he imported it from Japan. And it seems like a fair amount of the Yamaha horns that are from the Japanese domestic market, they're just a little bit better than the ones that they give us here in the States. I don't know why that is. It's not cool, but that's just the way it is. It seems like a lot of the horns that they sell to the Japanese population tend to be slightly better than the ones they sell to the Americans. I don't know why that is, but in the 2 cases that I know of, it was definitely true. So this is kind of like an early variant of what became the Bobby Shoe trumpet. What else to say? It's very normal trumpet design. The bell is 5 inches, so it's a little bit on the big side. I don't like a bell bigger than 5 inches. I've tried a bunch of horns that have bells bigger than 5. They don't really, to me, when I play really high, which happens a lot on my gigs, the tone, if the bell is bigger than 5 inches, I can't really bring the tone to a sizzle as well, and it doesn't hold together as well. That includes the constellation. I have a nice constellation, custom constellation, and up high, it just doesn't feel right to my lips, and I'm not good at playing it up high. And that's a 5 1/8 inch bell. To me, a trumpet bell should never be any bigger than 5 inches. I think that's the magic large bell size, is exactly 5 inches, no bigger. If you go bigger than that, you're looking at a ballad horn or a flumpet or something that really isn't made for the high range. And yes, I know Maynard and several others played extremely high on constellations with 5 1/8 inch bells. I'm not those guys. I can't really do that very well. So it's raw brass, excellent condition. It's mildly used. I think this was probably played pretty heavily for at least 5 or 6 years. The only spots of rot There's beginnings of some rot on the second slide, but these slides are very inexpensive, easy to replace. And probably within a year or two, I'm gonna have to do that. Let's do some more playing, a little less screamy stuff, more lyrical. All right, it can do the screamy thing just fine. I'm gonna take out my shallow double cup, 32 throat. Take that out. That's the mouthpiece I was just using. Let's put something medium in there. So, got my studio set here. And let's put in a Ken Titmus custom. This is the SG42S top, which is a just slightly narrower 42 Reeves diameter with a just slightly deeper S cup. So if I had to give this a size, I'd say it's like a 5D, if that existed in the Bach universe. But everything about it's better than basically any Bach. And the backbore is a Ken Titmus custom mouthpiece RT2. So relatively tight, medium tight lead mouthpiece with a medium depth, medium sized cup. So I'm going to move my tuning slide in just about that much. Let's see how it sounds playing stuff a little less athletic. I'm noticing in those staff, I'm using a lot more energy than I need to, and so I'm overshooting a lot of things. It slots way differently than my Nova. So it's got a nice kind of D C cup sound. I told you I wasn't going to scream, and here I am playing high Fs. Let's try something a little more tame. So even with kind of a medium shallow, medium deep kind of setup, it's still got a lot of sparkle. So with that kind of medium shallow cup, I wouldn't even call it shallow, I just call it medium. It's got a lot of crispness. Yeah, I don't play any classical basically, so that's the most classical you're going to get out of me. So the middle high range, like D, E, E flat, feels way different on this medium cup. It almost feels a little more stable, but I have to really push. So like on my leading mouthpiece, C sharp, D, E flat, E, I'm not really pushing for those. But once I get to F or F sharp, I'm pushing, or a G, I'm pushing. So it's like really the depth and the tightness of your cup on this horn changes where you need to start pushing. Because with this medium cup, at E flat, I'm pushing. At D, I'm pushing, you know. And I'm not used to playing on this medium cup. It's about as classical as I'm going to get. I'm going to switch to another mouthpiece now. Testing out the Yamaha, and now I'm using a 1920s New York Bach 7 with the Oleo rim. Oleo. Ken Titmus helped me. Well, he did all the work. I paid him for his expertise. But he created the rim, this big time soft rim for this Bach New York piece. Sometimes Bach mouthpieces don't work very well in Yamaha. Okay, so I'm just gonna see how well this one works. Pulling the slide even more. That's probably about right. Because this is a deep V cup with a 29 throat. So it's a mixture of really comfy rim, semi-deep V cup, small throat, medium back bore. This one's gonna be nice and flirpy. So these fast valves make me want to do something my lips aren't ready to do. It's a good flirpy jazz horn. And a lot of people use these in combos, small combos. So that's kind of the combo sound. Let's take you down to the dog path. Now we're on to the 1910s. The M. Schindler Milwaukee. This is my current favorite Flumpet mouthpiece. Made in the 19-teens, at least probably 110 years ago, if not more. It might be 160, 117 years ago. So this guy has a semi-flat rim with just barely rounding on the inner and outer. That's probably a 18 throat, maybe 19 throat, big throat. Short but medium open back bore, and it's gold plated. And I'm gonna clock it where my lips like it. I'm gonna add my Lafrique, and I'm gonna push my slide in even further, right about there.